What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. Yes, I'm still on the Landau. We started on the front of the Landau before doing the Monte Carlo because we knew that the wheels wouldn't be in, and the wheels are still not in. The wheels are still not in. So, all right, so back here with what's going on in the back, it kind of sucks. Like I was saying about how the notch was done. They should have just did the full rail, this and that. As you can see, this side, I got it mapped out of how I'm gonna cut it and stuff like that. I did the same marks on the other side before I cut every plate out. Took longer to cut it out because of that section that's welded in right there. But there's pictures on my IG that show, there's like a 10 picture clip, and it shows like the basics of everything that I did. So here we are at the part of, I have it all plated in and fully welded. And once again, all right, that's 3/16, that's 3/16, that's 3/16. Got the little curve back here, still a little warm. This is where I was just welding. Boom. Filled in all the holes. That little triangle, round hole, filled in those holes, bam. So now I will polish this up. Like I said, I put a lot of weld, I fill a lot of gaps so that way there's plenty of weld in there. So when I polish it up, to keep it looking like basically a stock frame rail, and then when some paint goes on there, it's gonna look good. It's not gonna be all jagged. I mean, those welds, you know what I'm saying? They're not jagged, but a lot of debris inside the frame. Like I said, the black sand, grime. I don't know if there was just so much sand in the frame, and they undercoated it, and you know, the shit just being on the back of here. And as you're welding, then it starts running down the back of here. Then it gets down into the bottom area. So when you're welding this stuff and the back of it, I cleaned the back of it with the grinder. You know, I cleaned it, all this piece, and the back piece. I ground it, but there's still shit back there that once you start welding up here, you know, it gets this hot, and then it starts running down to the bottom. Then it builds up on the inside of the frame, and you already got the plate in there, stuff like that. So notching and stuff like that, I say with the back stuff, if you don't clean it up that good, weld your whole bottom first. I mean, it's still gonna get heat and it's still gonna drip, but clean it all up the best you can. Welding, when you're welding, obviously the cleaner it is, the better it is to weld. I see some people out there trying to weld stuff that's just completely rust or dirty and this and that, and they wonder why it's boogering up and stuff like that. You'll get, you know, some stuff that'll roll out and be kind of like a hollow wind. The wind to take the gas away. Right now today it's windy. As you can see, well, it was just moving, damn it. But the wind will blow your gas away, and then it'll bubble up and act like there's no gas because the wind is blowing the gas away. So you guys out there, if you're ever, you know, trying to weld stuff and it's hot, and you got a fan by you and you're welding and you can't figure out why it's not welding that good, well, that's why, because the fan is blowing the gas away. Flow on the tank, I flow at like 25 to 30 on the gas flow on that machine, which that machine, it's a 180 Lincoln. It works fine for everything that I'm doing, you know. You really don't need a bigger machine than that. They do have the the Hobarts, like the one I used to have was a 110 220, so you could plug it in either way. That was actually a decent machine for, you know, anybody that out there at home doing it by yourself, you know, in the garage when you get home from work and shit like that. Hobart, I think it was a 140. It worked good for welding. Yeah, it's a mess in here. It's tight in here. I got the hood for the Nova. That might have been on the last video. I don't know. Put the hood on it, bam, it's sitting here. I'm probably gonna end up pushing it out back because it's actually in the way, and I hate all the clutter as it is. So yeah, I don't know if I put this on the last video. Got the upper control arms on there, as you can see. You got the lowers, got the Viking coilovers in there. All that stuff's on there. Parts had to be replaced because the parts were used on somebody else's job, this, that, whatever. I was ranting about that before, so yeah, I did put this on there. But took the ball joint, flipped it from the top to the bottom. Bam, I might end up having to run a spacer. This is a 26. I want to try to keep the car as low as I can with the 26 on there. So I still gotta get the tie rods and the tie rod sleeves and the brakes. And then we will have the front damn near 100. So that's that. So we got the back rim, as you can see right here. It's a 24, but this is what we're using to mock up the back of the car because it's Forgiato. Obviously there's Forgiatos going on the car. This is 8-inch slip, 7-inch slip, 8-inch slip, whatever. Same offset, same back barrel, everything. So this is a by 11, so it's 12 overall. So I think that's pretty damn fat. But being 12 overall, obviously you've done plenty of cars with being a 12 and 13 overall. So yeah, there's still a lot of people out there that just don't understand that. From this back edge of this lip to this, if you put a tape measure on here, and it, any wheel, whatever, and it measures 12, that means it's a by 11 because of how this curves out. Even your stock wheels, the Nova, for example, right here, that wheel is a skinny ass wheel right there. So that's probably a by 6, a 14 by 6. It may be even skinnier than that, but it's gonna measure by 7. Any wheel will always measure wider than the by 9, by 10, by this. So when people say, oh yeah, I got a 13 wide back rim on my car, you know, a G body with a 13 wide rim, this and that, blah, blah. No, you got a by 12, which is 13 overall. So people be wanting to fake it. Fake it till you make it. I don't know. I'm just rambling, just talking. But yeah, it's a badass wheel. Badass wheel, all chrome. But that's for mock-up on the Landau. Obviously the front's on there because we couldn't put another wheel on there because of the big ass brakes. And the back would be the same because the back has the same big ass brake. The 9 inches back there, I haven't fabbed it up yet because I've been working on the damn frame rails. It's taking a little bit longer. I had some other shit I had to do the other day. This fire system that got put in the building, the new fire system. They had to do inspections and this and that, and then there was a safety part of it, this and that. So then today, again, I had to be here early as hell, and they had to go through and do all these checks and this and that, blah, blah. Well, anyways, I got an extension cord, see it right there, that comes from that, how do you say it, GFI socket, or maybe that one's not, but anyways, the extension cord comes from there, it goes over here, boom, and you see my mess on the wall. But that's got a circuit breaker in it for that strip plug. That one's got a circuit breaker in it, so it would shut it off. But they didn't like this and how it's one extended cord, which I just need to hardwire, you know, come off of that box because there's plenty of power in there. Come across, put a 4, and then run the strip plugs off that. But it's not stopping me. They're not, you know. There was other people making it sound like they were gonna make it to where I couldn't come in here and work, and that would have pissed me off. But still in here, still working, still dealing with other shit. Today I actually sat here and wrote down some parts and shit like that, and text people back some part information and stuff like that. Text a couple people back, called Alex at Your Chassis, made an order for an upcoming cutlass that's going to be getting done. You know, get everybody to get their parts. Could have sworn somebody just pulled up. But anyways, everybody get their parts and stuff like that, and I obviously let you know the correct parts to get, what to get, so that way you guys ain't wasting your money. These level 1, level 2, level 3 QA1 kits and stuff like that, you can't use on big wheel cars. I mean, if you got a basic lip, then you can use the sway bar that comes with it. If you got a small wheel, you can leave the non-adjustable lower control arms in it. There's just shit with the kits. If you want it to be bolt-in, yeah, whatever. Custom fabrication, your wheel's wider, your deeper lip, you need to narrow it, this, that. You gotta move the lower control arm boxes in. You know, if you're going over a couple more inches than just an inch or so, you gotta move the boxes in. Makes everything cleaner, everything easier, more adjustable. The car will be worth more, shit like that. There's still a lot of people out there doing these cars so nasty and just ruining good cars, you know. Reputable shops, this, that, whatever. Then you got the shops out there that are doing stuff at 90 miles an hour, okay? They got the crew to do things at 90 miles an hour, cool. You hear people say this, people say that, you know, everybody's gonna hate this, that, what, this place's cars don't ride as good as yours. Oh, this place, you know, did this better than you. Oh, blah, blah, whatever, you know. Plenty of stuff out there, this and that. It's up to you as the customer to do your research. If someone's got a real cheap price, it's probably why they got a cheap price. And if someone's got an expensive price and you don't see where that expensive price could have possibly came from, because, you know, you got stock springs still in, or a car's got stock springs in it with some knuckles in it and this and that, and blah, blah. No. Some people will want to sit there and talk shit and say that coilovers, oh, they ride so rough, oh, this and that. If you do not have the correct rate spring, yes, your shit will. You can play with those knobs all you want on that coilover and you're not going to get it to ride right. You'd be too stiff. I've been doing this a long time. I probably put the most coilovers on cars and the longest of putting coilovers on cars. I know the numbers. I know what carb, this, that, whatever, how much weight you're going to run in the trunk and stuff like that, and I can get you the exact spring that you need, you know. The Monte Carlo left the other day, and I asked dude, you know, I was like, just let me know how it rides, this and that. And the next day he said he felt like the back was a little bouncy, and I was like, it's got a 250 spring in it and your trunk is completely empty. Once he does his sounds and all that stuff and dynamats the trunk or whatever, then, I mean, we're talking a little bit of bounce. There was not like bang, bang, bouncing all over the road, just a little, you know. So there you go, me being 100% honest and dealing with the shit I've been dealt and stuff like that. And I caused some of it, whatever. I let shit happen, you know, whatever. But yeah, Bankroll Tim, It Up, Landau. I know. I take forever with shit. I'm one guy. I can't get back to everybody. Sorry that I can't get back to everybody. I've been trying to get back to everybody. I cleared out all my Facebook messages on both my pages, Timothy Brewing page, the It Up Kustoms page, Facebook. I just cleared them out. There was hundreds and hundreds of them, going back 2 years. And recently, in the last couple months, the more I say that I'm backed up, I can't get back, the more and more people are hitting, which is fine. It's just, some people just need, you know, a basic notch, or some people just need little stuff. I'm trying to get to where it's one job at a time, and maybe, you know, obviously the quick stuff here. This one would have been back left. My red car is going to be back right. And the little stuff can come in, you know, a rear end narrow, in the door, a frame notch, in the door, in, out. The bigger jobs, you know, the little jobs are where the money's at. The bigger jobs, you end up spending a lot more time on the job, and when it breaks down, you're really not making that much money as being one person. Now, when you have a crew and everybody's got their job to do and they get the car in there and they boom. I've never had a crew, and I had somebody sucking me dry for years, just unbelievable. You know, that's sparking up some more shit about my shop being backed up and this and that, and then, you know, that person using me as an excuse for why his customers' cars to his customers that he, you know, couldn't get that stuff done because I was having him do this or that. You know, just straight BS. It's like, be 100. If you can't do the job and can't get the job in and get it done, don't take it in. People are mad at me because I won't take their cars in right now, and I can't. You know, it's not fair if I take your car in right now and then your car is sitting here for 3-4 months when I got the shop next door. I should have never got the shop next door, and that's what it ended up being. All the cars, they came in, boom, and I put them over there, and then the money just got, you know, on this, on this, on that. But again, to this day, right now, since I've been in this shop, this would be 3.5 years, that is the only car. That car has been here that long. Has been here that long. But that's the only car now. And it took me, basically, by myself, to get all these cars completely caught up. From 20-something cars to that one being the oldest one that I've had. And it's slowly moving. And if it wasn't such a big-ass job, and if everything was caught all the way up and had the little jobs coming in here, I'd have more done on that. But it's moving. It's moving. I'm not 100% blaming everybody else or a certain person or this or that, but a lot of people added to the fuckery that I've had to deal with. And again, it's my fault. I allowed it to happen. I should have fucking took a stand a long time ago and had a smaller shop and kept a smaller shop and didn't let people come around me. Anyways, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bedded up. The shop is a mess. There is dirt everywhere. I've been grinding and grinding and grinding. And this frame, again, when I cut this side open, I'm gonna show you guys. There is this powder sand, like I said, it must be like a silica sand or maybe sand from like back roads or something. I don't know, but the frame was just completely full. So let's see if I can get in here and grab some of this shit. This side doesn't seem to be as bad, but it's just like a gritty, see that? Hold on, let's focus. It's like a gritty, but I don't know, I don't get it. I don't get what they did. Somebody at one point did whatever. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim. Londa, I'm out. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. I know somebody was like, man, why you whispering? I'm not trying to whisper, but I'm a little calmer, so I'm a little quiet. But anyways, Green Regal is gone. Got the maroon Pro Charged Regal up on here. This thing puts a lot of power to the ground. So I don't know if I did show any video of it the other day, but let me turn on my headlamp. Oh yeah. All right, so it's tubbed, it's notched, it's coilovered up. But the problem is, as you can see from back here, the lower torque box is bent up. So I'm gonna be cutting that area out. Dude asked me to take the center section out, take the axles out, stuff like that. Obviously, take the center section out, boom. He's gonna warranty his, or he's gonna have the center section checked. There's a motor set up. He's got a new setup right there. Got a little more gear to it, but they said that this thing was making some noise. So they're gonna go and have it, you know, send it back and see if there's anything wrong with it. It had a little bit of metallic in the fluid when it came out, but obviously it's brand new, so it would have that. So yeah, axles are out of it. Boom, left axle, right axle. Right axle's always longer than the left axle, obviously, because it's a 9-inch. Boom. So yeah, what was happening is when it was on the dyno and shit like that, it was pushing. You know, this is your torque box, so the torque box was pushing up and it was bending the frame because the car puts out a lot of power, a lot of torque. So this area of the frame, you know, is just bent up. So I gotta come along, cable, fucking tension, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm probably gonna weld a thing to my lift so I can hook the cable to there. I'm not trying to get the whole frame rail perfectly back down level, but I'm gonna get it down as far as I can get it down. I'm not gonna try to over pull it on a lift. Of course, I'm gonna strap this side to the lift too, so that way the car doesn't move. I already put an 1.25 inch tube on that side. Got it all welded up in there, boom. We got the ladder bar cross member right there, which, you know, this piece right here, obviously, is gonna go across into here. Boom, I'm gonna tie into, boom, make a, I'm gonna get rid of these torque boxes, as in that bracket for the lower control arm. I'm gonna put the multi-hole adjustable bracket all up in here. So, this is what I got going on with the Regal, the Pro Charge Regal. Boom. 24s, 8-inch lid billets. Boom. Obviously, you guys have seen the car machined. Boom. The back ones are by 10, so there's 11 overall. Boom. My lip. So I went and picked up the welding, the argon bottle I had to fill. So there it is saying there. Just went and did that, filled it. That's just $180 something. Fucking crazy. I ran Jordan's little bottle out. So I'm gonna have to fill that one up in a day or two. I picked up material for this too. So I got tubing. I'm gonna do the tube stuff underneath that car, little stuff. That big plate right there is 3/16. Boom. So I got plenty of 3/16 plate. Yeah, I gotta cut it. Which I use the cut-off wheel, cut it, mark it, cut it, bam. Sawzall's a little rough to use on cutting 3/16. Cut-off wheel cuts it. Yeah, it makes a mess, but hey, that's what I do. You know, cutting, welding, grinding, welding, cutting, I don't really want to call it. The tubes, you can put them in a chop saw, but chop saw makes a lot of dust. Same thing with that, you can cut it with the cut-off wheel. 6-inch blade on a 4.5-inch grinder, no guard, you know, been doing it for years, boom. So, got the plate material for what I'm doing to the Regal, and what I'm gonna do here. Finish up that, fill it all in, boom, smooth it all out, be able to get this front frame set up, finished up soon. This out the way, boom, and then I'll probably grab another small job, something that's in and out, no big jobs. I gotta put some work in on the Malibu. I ordered another ladder bar cross member for this one. They didn't have enough in stock in Winter Circle. And then we already have the one for this one that Jordan picked up. So this one's getting ladder bar cross member in it too. Not gonna get too crazy with this one until he figures out exactly what he's gonna do. But finish the frame notch, stuff like that. So Maroon Regal will get done. It's gonna take a couple days because it's gonna be some work, but maybe I'll figure out an easier way. But as of right now, I gotta be careful because with pulling with the come along onto the lift and setting up everything to be able to pull that frame rail down, you know, I don't want to knock the car off the lift, so I gotta watch everything. Caution. But yeah, that's where we're at right now with what's going on over here. Been getting here earlier, been getting out of here earlier, but been able to take care of some shit, trying to keep everything moving, and trying to get back on to doing these videos. And then yeah, I do add older videos to the end of the videos, make them longer, whatever, because a lot of people like to skip through, but a lot of people don't really see the rest of the older stuff, so yeah, whatever. But yeah, double adjustable uppers and lowers, it's all on there, boom. This rear end was ordered through Winter Circle, but then it was re-narrowed. Playboy did the suspension, the notch, the tubs, re-narrowed the rear end, because originally it was for a 7-inch lip, and then they went 8-inch lip, so he had to change that, boom. So yeah. Basically, I came in for this bracing and stuff, and then he just wanted me to check on this other stuff, meaning the center section, the pig, third member. I don't really think nothing's wrong with it, but he said it went one tire on him one day when he spun it around, so, I'm not sure, but better to have it checked out. And then we have this whole other unit that he got to go in it. He's bringing me the yoke for it now. We're gonna make sure the yoke and the drive shaft fit. I'm pretty sure it's 1350 yoke is what all 9 inches have, and then I'm pretty sure that that drive shaft was already got the bigger U-joint in it, so it fits. So, but yeah, Bankroll Tim bedded up. Grab me another pair of Skechers so I can tear them up, because I'll be wearing these in the shop, and as you can see, they're steel toe, but they, you know, the welding and all that shit. And these are a wider one. I got some extra soles in them. But those other ones are supposed to be real comfy. I tried them on the fleet, and they were. So, but yeah, shop's a mess. One person up in here, trying to get it all done. And again, to everybody that keeps calling and texting, and people that are getting mad that I can't get back to you, man, I'm all over the place. I gotta be able to make money. You know, I'm not one of these businesses that's got a ton of money in the bank. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, car to car. So I got a lot of shit to do for being one man. Sorry that I can't get back to everybody. But yeah, all right. The maroon, Pro Charged, Regal, pink, rose pink. I don't know what damn color it is. Maroon kind of fits. But there it is. That's what I'm working on. So I'll show you all some more on how I'm gonna brace it all up and stuff like that. Once I get some things in there, maybe I'll do a shorts on it or something. Show you how it all fits. I might have to take the exhaust down to tie it all together how I want, meaning I just need it out of my way to be able to fully weld everything. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm gonna start chopping on this thing. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bedded up. And I'm outies. Appreciate y'all. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. All right, so the green Regal. Okay, so I went and got the coilovers in there. Boom. These are in between a 10 and a 12. Like I said, those are a 12, blah, there's like 3/4 of an inch difference, something like that. But because I went behind with the new shock tabs, I left the old ones in there, but the new ones, it's all painted, boom, I still gotta tighten all that shit up. Got the anti-roll up in there. You know, you gotta gap it a little bit. The weld ran down a little bit because I still had a little powder coat on there when I welded it. But it's fully welded, nice and strong. Boom, that side's on there. I mean, you know, coilovers are on there. Gotta tighten everything up. Chassis, like I said, with the new outer piece being billet aluminum, and this is billet steel. It's a 1/2 inch bolt for the bigger links. Obviously, it holds more stability side to side. So I'm about to tighten that stuff up, set it down. Went ahead and went with a 300 spring because this car has 315s in the trunk. Those springs on those coilovers right there are the variable rate 175 350. So you can see how the coil is tighter in that area than the top area. So that's where you get the variable rate. So all the years of doing this, stay away from the variable rate springs on these cars. They just don't work. I got the proper lower brackets, which these are Viking bottom brackets here. And like I said, you guys, there's these spacers. They have to go in the bottom. This keeps this gap. When they had that set up on there, they didn't have the spacers. So these things bent inwards, which are they're a little different. They're a little skinnier, a little, you know, see? But anyways, they bent the shit out of them. Junk, garbage. So yeah, anti-roll is gonna help out a lot. Before I put the car in the air, I measured from the ground to the top of chrome, which had this chrome's got a little dent in it, boom. Both sides, well, that side over there was dead on 27. This side was a little bit lower, but my floor and it not having an anti-roll, boom. The links are adjustable. You can twist them, preload, and stuff like that. So if you're off quarter inch side to side, you can make it up in the anti-roll due to whatever. The body could be sitting lower on the frame on one side than the other side. But yeah, Viking, double adjustable compression and rebound. QA1, basic QA1 shock, single valve, one compression valve, that's it. A little bit of tuning, a lot of tuning on the shock. Each car is different. You could have a car with the same weight, same this, same that, and it might just ride different. You got to adjust it a little different, but knowing how to adjust this. The other thing I did here is I noticed that this torque box was bent up just a little bit. So I normally would have put a ladder bar cross member in here, but I don't have time. And this guy's got, I mean, these mufflers are pretty big. This is the goo from this undercoating. Everybody, please stop buying this shit undercoating. Don't pay people to undercoat your car. It's garbage. It's still sticky and wet and gooey and just nasty, and it's a motherfucker to work on the car. All right, so as you can see right here, I braced the torque box area. I took a tube, put it in there, cut it, welded it all along the bottom, inside there, boom. I had welded it underneath here first, then I took a plate, plated it. This is 3/16, boom. Then I put a plate on the bottom, boom. So strengthen the torque box up. This car, like I said, this car doesn't have a ton of power, and I could actually, well, you can see he's only got, there's no adjustment back here except for one bolt hole. So the angle is not that great. So it's not really driving the tire into the ground. So this bar is probably damn near straight when it's on the ground. So that's good. If you have more of an angle, you drive the tires into the ground, you bend the torque boxes up if you're not braced up. So remember guys, when your frame notched, boom, you make this area thinner, you make this area weaker. So torque boxes get bent up when you have power and torque. When I bring the maroon Regal in here, and I'll show you all that stuff of what it did. Now it flexed the shit out of it. It's gonna be a motherfucker for me to get the frame rail back down, at least like this one you can see is up just a little bit. I mean, basically going off the lift, it's just got a little bit of a gap, you know, compared to this side. So just a little difference. That's not really gonna hurt this car. But yeah, so ladder bar cross member, like this one standing right here, boom. I don't know if you guys have seen me put them in the cars before. But yeah, it would go across here. So now this one from, I could probably get away with doing it and being real close to here, but also this helps because with this being here and being in this area, but you also want to put the tubes down the side of the frame on the inside. And as you can see, the normal thing that people, they bend these frames up after jacking them up wrong and shit like that. Use a crescent wrench, pull it down, whatever. Put a tube inside the frame rail there, boom, weld it. So now with this being here and all braced up, and to do the ladder bar cross member across there, then you can come right off of that, tie into this, boom. Adjustable buckets on the back would help bring that down, bring it in more, probably get rid of the coilover bracket like that, put it on the back of the box, bring it in. And then you'd have plenty more adjustment, you know, getting into racing so you can make your shit hook. This side over here, boom, you can see how I wrapped it around the tube after I put the tube in. This side's still kind of warm, but it's fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, boom, boom, boom. So it's gonna help. So it's not gonna bend that easy. And like I said, again, this car doesn't have as much power and torque as the other car. Will he do it later on? If he does it later on, we could shorten up the mufflers or get a different set of mufflers on there, or I might be able to fit the ladder bar across my brand there, but that's later. But that's what's going on with this thing. I'm gonna get this thing all, get you a better view of it. They're not identical, you know, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, say no to undercoating, please. And that's where we're at right now on this one. And I'm gonna bolt these bolts up in the back, tighten everything up, set it down, and see where she sits. You know, my measurement was 27. I'll set it down. I'll see how easy the car goes up and down, see how much the spring collapses and shit like that. So I'll be able to know if it's gonna work 100%. If I gotta adjust height, I can adjust height a little bit by the spring and by moving the bolt holes up on the lower bracket. So yeah, all right, y'all. About to have this one buttoned up. It is like 6 o'clock on this Tuesday evening. Yeah. All right, y'all, that's really all I got for you, is talking about this Regal and what I did to it and what we might be doing later and stuff like that. But yeah, all right, let me button this thing up and I'll get back at y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Been, what, 10, 12 days, some shit like that. I can put up a video. Like I said, I haven't had storage on my phone to do it. I don't even know how long this video will go. But anyways, Monte Carlo is done, been done, gone. If you guys see the IG reels, I'll put it on there. But did not get a chance to fab this yet, but it is going to get done. The Chevelle ended up destroying the whole center section and destroyed the cover too. So this is an older model True Track setup that was in this car from the beginning. So I never set any of this. This was, all I had to do was pull the center out to put my bar in the rear end and narrow it. So the gear was set right. There's no sharp edges, nothing, but now it's junk because, man, it came apart. This old True Track style right here was only held together by 4 bolts. The new, which all 4 of them snapped off, and that was the weak spot part of that. This is the new one, which is the new True Track. You guys can see my marks on there, doing the grease line up, all that. But anyway, it's got 6 bolts on this side on the inside, and 6 bolts on this side and the inside behind here, not just 3 bolts. So now that's obviously newer, better. It's a True Track, top of the line shit. Boom, this is a 12 bolt, so the car is strong. It does have a lot of horsepower. 12 volt is basically 8.8. Plenty of cars out there with that much horsepower, this much horsepower, and these rear ends staying together. You don't technically have to have a 9-inch rear end. If you would have had a 9-inch, yeah, this would have probably never happened. But that was a setup that was in the car. That's what we worked with. It's all fabbed up. But real fast did that. Had to knock all the races out of the housing, all that. Put all the new bearings and all that shit in, set the backlash. Backlash took me a little bit. When you buy the gears, they have a booklet in there and it shows you acceptable wear patterns and all that. It tells you if you're too much pinion, not enough pinion, shim, shit like that. And you got your competition mode, which is the top right. So competition mode, if you were to look at this, and look at, I'm trying not to block the light, you would see that's competition mode. Got the 8 to 10 thousandths backlash. But anyways, so